Hello, good morning, internet. It is I, Serendipity Wyrd, apparently vlogging now about food I make. I don't know. It's weird these days. So this is, me when I'm not really put together yet. That's fine. I'm gonna put you down here. And today we are making souffle eggs, recipe from SeriousEats.com. I watched a vlog yesterday where somebody made them and I was like, oh my god, those look amazing, and so this is what we're doing today. It involves a lot of beating of the eggs. So first we have to separate eggs, which is fun and entertaining. You take them, you can get a fancy schmancy egg separator, or you can be brave and play with your yolk from shell to shell, and bloop, yolk goes in one bowl, whites in another, and we do it again because we want 3 eggs separated. And you hope that you don't do that, but if you do that, that your yolk stays in one piece. I was super lucky there. Smidgen of yolk, but that's okay. We're gonna live. I really like to crack my eggs on this particular bowl because it gives a nice break to the shell. Oh my gosh! Alright, we can do this. We got this. Okay, cool. There we go. Separated. So we're going to follow the recipe step by step because I have no idea what I'm doing today. Because I've never done anything like this before. I'm going to wash my hands because egg yolk. Yeah! Alright. In medium bowl, beat egg yolks with generous pinch of salt and some freshly ground pepper. Freshly ground pepper. That seems good. Salt. I'm just gonna shake a little out because my hands are all moistened and I don't really want to stick my fingers in the jar today. Okay, cool. So we're going to beat that up once we set up the mixer. Yay, cord! Hi, cord! Awkward video! Alright. That's super loud, I'm sorry. Alright, until well mixed. I don't know, that seems well mixed, right? I'm gonna go with that's well mixed. In separate large mixing bowl, use whisk, electric hand blender, or stand mixer fixed with whisk attachment. Beat egg whites until firm, glossy peaks form. So, if you don't know what that means, right? Because when we do skills that have specific jargon, sometimes that can be like, what the heck are you even talking about? Peaks, think like mountains. You want your eggs to become like little mountains that actually stand up. Like right now, they're all sloshy. We're gonna beat the crap out of this until they're not sloshy. So. So see how it like gets all frothy and stuff? Like, so if it was telling us to be frothy, we'd probably be at a good place, but we want firm, glossy peaks, so we gotta keep going, even though this is kind of super boring. it's actually kind of a super magical process, even though, like, you know, I want to be like, ah, it's taking forever. It's not really that long. It's been like a minute. But see how it's already, like, it's less swooshy swooshy and more solid. So we're going to keep going and watch the magic of them transforming through aeration. And we praise the gods of technology for having a mixer and not having to do this by hand. Oh yeah, we're getting there. Look, it's like taller in the bowl than it was. And see how it's starting to almost stand up? We're going just a little further. Oh yeah, look at that. So now, see how it's just staying up there? That's pretty firm, right? It's pretty firm. I think we're pretty good to go. We still have some like bubbly, frothy stuff. So, really sound time. All right, I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call that a firm, glossy peak. I am not a professional, so. And I often make a mess by doing that. Okay. Sweet. Bonus points. My eggs look like boobs now. All right. So add half of the beaten egg whites to the yolks and stir well until whites are thoroughly combined and soufflé base has a looser consistency. I have no idea really what that means, but we're going to try it. Woo, spatula. So we're going to take half of these. Oh, look, it's so solid. That's so cool. Eggs are magical. That's all I've got for you. Eggs are super magical. Get off the bowl.
I thought you were talking to a person.
No, I'm recording a video.
Oh, are you?
I am. So I guess it says stir well. So I'm gonna kind of fold it because the picture looks like maybe it's a folding kind of picture. Till they're thoroughly combined and soufflé base has a looser consistency. So it's a little less solid, I guess is what it's trying to tell me. Don't be scared of cooking, y'all. Like, even if you have no idea what it means, Google's your friend.
Now's the perfect.
Look up some crap. Now's the perfect time. You don't have anything better to do, right? Like, and you could do this with one egg. Like, you know, if you're like, okay, I don't have a whole lot of, you know, supplies and I don't want to waste something, like, use some math and make the recipe a lot smaller and see how it turns out. But remember to like change all of your ingredients, not just some of them like I do when I double things. Okay, this looks pretty well combined. I would say it has a looser consistency now because if we compare it to this guy, which is like not moving, this is much more liquidy. So mix in half of the cheese as well as the chives if using, which I do have some green onions I'm growing outside, but I didn't get them, so I guess we're just going with some cheese. 2 ounces. I actually have a little scale, so Ounces are super confusing because the imperial measurement system is super dumb, but this is also giving me 55 grams as a measurement, so I am going to go by weight. And I'm going to put this little thing here, and I'm going to hit the tare button so that it zeroes out, and then I'm going to add my cheese. And, oh, maybe we should change it to grams and not ounces. There we go, 19.3 grams. Because metric makes way more sense than our silly American measurements. We're at 43. And, you know, you can always just be brave and kind of eyeball it. That's 58. We're going for 55. And Virgo must be satisfied. 55.4. Oh no! One speck. Come on, 55. Nope. There we go! Oh, okay. So, we want to do half of this. I gotta go grab green onions. Hold on. We have measured cheese and I have some green onion. I'm just going to kind of chop it up. If you are not growing green onions, what are you doing with your life? Seriously. This is literally go buy yourself, you know, whenever you have a chance to get to a grocery store again. If there are green onions, right? They tend to be around, in my experience, about 99 cents. So $1. And you just cut them, leave the white part, and go plant that. You don't even have to plant it. You can just put it in water, and it will produce more stalks of onion. It's like super magic, and I love it, and it's really neat. So we're going to throw that in there. I don't know if that's the right amount. It's okay. We'll probably survive. And half of the cheese. That's probably like half. So, moving things out of the way. All right, cool. So I'm gonna move this into this bowl because the bowl's a little bigger, because it says to add remaining beaten egg whites, and using a silicone spatula, gently fold them into the souffle base just until well combined. So that just is important here, I sense. That is telling us we want to be very careful with how far we go with mixing this. Because if we mix too much, we risk disturbing our lovely fluffiness that we've got going on here. Okay, so bowl goes into the sink. And we're using our spatula to fold. I assume this is what they mean by fold. Fold, fold. So we're folding until just well combined. We're almost there, I think. Oh, we look pretty good. I think we're combined. What do y'all think? Hopefully, maybe. Look at how bubbly it is. This is cool. We're bubbly. Bubbles, bubbles, bubbles. Neat. Cooking is magic. Okay. And we need to find a pan to cook in. You might want to be a little more set up before you start than I was this morning. So we want to, in a 9 or 10 inch nonstick skillet, melt butter over medium heat until foaming. Cool. Let's foam some butter. It is calling for 1 tablespoon of butter. 1 tablespoon. Okay. Until foaming. Foaming butter, apparently. I need foaming butter. And then we have to be a little bit patient, which we're not good at. By we, I mean I. So we'll sit here, we'll drink some coffee. Stare at the butter. It's still not buttering or foaming. I mean, I think it's buttering. It's being butter, so. Dun dun dun. Waiting on the butter. In the meantime, we do this again so we can see the pan, and then maybe we Google what the heck foaming butter means. Foaming butter. How to cook with foaming butter. I don't really want to watch a video right now. That's a how to make foam from butter. I don't know, y'all. So I'm just gonna stare at it. I think what we're looking for is for it to like just kind of melt. Maybe we want it to be a little bubbly. Okay, the foaming is caused by the water in the butter boiling away. The main reason you wait for it to subside is simply because that means the butter has had long something. Okay, but we don't want it to subside because we want to cook this in foaming butter, so we're going to let it be bubbly. We want to move you back over here because I want you even because Virgo. Okay, reading ahead. So we're going to scrape our souffle base into pan. Using spatula, spread into an even circle and smooth out the surface. Cover and cook until the bottom of the omelet is brown and the top is just barely set. Scatter the remaining cheese on top, cover once more, and cook until cheese starts to melt about a minute longer. Okay, so we need a lid. We'll get a lid while we're waiting. That's not going to work. This pan doesn't actually have a lid, but I saved a lid off of another giant thing that kind of works in the pan, so that'll have to do. Or I have... Aha! Okay. I have this other lid for my giant pot, and I normally use that in this pan because it works pretty well, and it keeps it, since it has this lip, it like keeps it raised and off of whatever I have in the pan. So, okay, maybe that's foaming. That looks pretty foamy. Huh. It's like we got some little bubbly actions. So I'm going to assume that's kind of what we're going for. And we're going to put we're going to scrape our souffle base into the pan. I know the yolk still didn't quite get incorporated all the way, so this may be somewhat of a fail. We shall see. All right, and then we got to spread ourselves out here. Yeah, I think we got some problems, y'all. But that's okay. It'll still be something, and it'll be a food, and we'll eat it, probably. It'll probably be something. I think it's just going to have an interesting, like, edge, because the yolks didn't mix fully. All right, so cover and cook until bottom of omelet is browned. I love how they say that, like, you can see the bottom, right? Like, till all kinds of things when they're like, till the base is brown, and you're like, I cannot see underneath the thing I'm cooking. It's in the pan. I don't know. These are my thoughts as I cook food. I normally sing like weird little songs also, so that's fun. And yeah, I don't know how long this is gonna take, so that's a thing. When I'm in the kitchen, I tend to multitask. Like I tend to get several things happening at one time, so that, because I don't want to be in here like all day. I do enjoy the creative atmosphere of the kitchen, but like I have other things I want to do with my life too. So bad camera angles. Coffee. Probably should have just gone live on Facebook for this, but I think I'm going to try to edit this into some sort of a YouTube video. And our impatience is the challenge. This would actually be a really great time to like spend a few minutes in kind of like a meditative space. You could definitely do some breathing practice while you're here waiting for your eggs to do something. Oh my god, y'all. Look, they're doing a thing. They're fluffier. So let's put that lid back on there. So yeah, why don't we breathe for a few minutes? So we can just stand here in the kitchen, and instead of impatiently being frustrated with the fact that cooking actually takes time, especially when maybe we're really used to like going and getting fast food or restaurants and like food just magically appears, but now like things are all crazy and we're possibly in quarantines or self-isolating, and so we're preparing our own food, right? So instead of like being like, oh, why does this take time? We're just going to take a few minutes and sneak in a little meditation while we're waiting for these eggs. So I am going to stay standing because that's good for me. It's good for my back. And I'm going to move into a bit of a mountain pose. So I'm grounding down through my feet, really feeling all what we in the yoga biz refer to as all four corners of the feet. So think about the balls of your feet, like both the big toe side, pinky toe edge, and really feel the ground with that. And then your heels as well, both sides of your heels. And we're here and we're really feeling the ground beneath us. Just starting with those feet, just really feeling the feet. And then moving up the ankles and engaging the calves, engaging the thighs. The knees actually feel a little lifted here. And then we can start checking in with the hips and the pelvis and tucking the tailbone down a little bit, bringing ourselves up a little straighter, pulling in through the abdomen, rolling the shoulder blades back down so we're nice and relaxed, really pulling everything in through the core. Chin becomes parallel to the floor. Maybe we take the hands out to the sides, really spreading the fingertips, nice and open. Crown of the head is pointing to the sky. And breathing. I, like most people, have totally timed my breath and know that about 5 of my like nice, slow, deep breaths equal about a minute. So I'm going to just tune into 5 breaths. Inhaling my arms up overhead. Exhaling, hands come to heart center. Just taking that one little moment, pressing palms really hard together. Exhaling and letting it go, and exiting kind of that nice, clear, centered space that I just got myself into. And now I'm going to check my eggs, and I'm not impatient, and I'm cautiously excited about what might have happened in this pan while I was paying a little bit of attention to myself. And oh my gosh, y'all, it's totally looking like a thing. Here, I think we probably need, look at that. That's looking like it's doing something really cool and magical. All right, so we're going to let it hang out for just another moment. Gonna stay in this nice place of peace and calm. It's bubbling. I hear it. So, you might think that cooking is, I don't know, something maybe you just do with your hands, right? But like all of your senses are involved in this process. Learning the really subtle like scents that happen, learning, obviously you get to taste it at the end, right? Sometimes the touch, like especially with breads and doughs, mixing by hand and having your hands in there so you can feel that moment when it shifts to a more elastic environment and it's ready to maybe rest or rise or what have you. And your hearing is really important too, because oftentimes like sauteing and stuff like that, like you hear your oil or your butter or whatever, or just your veggies or whatever you have going on, like you can hear distinct differences in the just what's going on in the pan, right? And then obviously your sense of sight. But it's not just all like sight and doing things with your hands, like really engage all of your senses when you're cooking and you will learn so much about the process. So let's check now. Okay, I'm gonna be super brave here. We're gonna do this awkward camera thing again. And I'm gonna try lifting it. Okay, it's sticking. So something's definitely happening here. We're pretty yellow though. I think we can try to do something here. What were our instructions? I don't even know. I went on a whole adventure in between all this, so I don't remember what we were doing. Okay. Cover and cook until bottom of omelet is browned and top is just barely set or even a little loose still. So we're definitely set on top. We probably went a little longer because, you know, meditation. Scatter remaining cheese over the top. So. We might have gone too far, y'all. It's like bouncing off of the top. That's funny. Okay. So we've scattered our cheese. We're going to cover it again. It says like for a minute, but we're probably already overcooked. But again, it's probably going to be fine. It's got cheese in it. Cheese is amazing. It's got a little bit of salt and ground pepper. Like, we're probably fine. Like, it's not burnt. Maybe it could be made better. Probably. But that's okay. Like, we're making food. And it's amazing because we're sustaining ourselves and our family, possibly, and you know, it's really cool to make things yourself. Like, it's really cool to do things. I feel like it's just amazing. It's empowering, right? We don't need all these like fast food restaurants and takeout and stuff. Ooh, look at this, y'all. Cheese, glorious cheese. It's melted. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of do this type of maneuver here. And I'm gonna see if I can get the camera to be like something. Oh, there we go. Bloop. So maybe in the future, like I'll work on better camera placement. But I just really kind of wanted to do this on video today. So yeah, you'll have to. Well, you don't have to, but I would appreciate it if you would accept my crappy camera angles today. Alright, and we totally got stuck if we were too hot or what was going on, but we do have that lovely brown coating that was talked about. It's just kind of stuck to the pan. So maybe the heat was a little too high. Again, we're gonna survive. So it's time to plate. Alright, so we have a plate. Let's move this. There we go. Let's turn that off. Alright, so we've got this craziness. Come on, you can do it. You can get out of the pan. Might help if I flipped it first and then... Woo! And it's a thing, and it looks super light and fluffy. Yeah, so like, what do you do now with this? Secret magic trick of mine, I put water in the pan. Water is in pan. I'm gonna leave this pan on this burner. And I turned the burner off. But it's gonna kind of heat it up and it's gonna make it so much easier to clean that dang pan. So let's do this. So that we can, you know, this is what every cooking thing is for, right? Is the trying it bit. So it's super fluffy. I mean, I think it could be fluffier, but again, first try, so whatever. And this is not the most cheesy bit. Like, this is just like this eggy bit, but it does have a little tiny bit of cheese. And let's see how this goes, right? Oh my God. Wow. I did not expect it to be this good. Like, seriously. It's really, maybe I over salted it. The salt is like definitely coming through. And it's really freaking delicious. That like little bit of the green onion, I can also taste. I'm totally gonna like end up eating this whole thing and I have to share it with people, so. Like, it's squishy. The texture is really freaking interesting. This is amazing. You should try it. Experiment. Make yourself something. Tell me what you do, because I totally want to hear about it. Lots of love to you. Little hand hearts. Love. I have to go share this with people now, so. And then edit this and put it on YouTube. Bye. Have a great day.